Hey, what's up fellow sim racers, and welcome to this video, which is basically a little request video from one of my awesome community Discord subscribers, YouTube member Chris, who requested if I would do a little comparison, a little test of the McLaren 570s GT4 that got released into the iRacing, and do a little side-by-side comparison with the same car in ASSETTO CORSA COMPETIZIONE. So I would like to be on point. I would be very simple, just doing like a free laps on Donington in each game, and do a little comparison and just see how the car feels and behaves, and do pros and cons in both simulations. So let's just jump into it. So first for the test, we got the iRacing McLaren version car, and I'm using a sprint baseline setup of 35 liters. We are at the Donington, so we'll have the same and some AIs and same track for cooperation. So let's do this. I like the exhaust, like already sounds very nice. Okay, let's go. How do I have a speed limiter? I don't know. Alright. Let's go on the track. Cold tires, I guess. It's a GT4. So let's be very, very careful. Sounds very nice, I would say. Oh! Already lost the rear almost. I like the what's it called, the exhaust, you know, like burping a little bit. Look at the McLaren ahead, it looks beautiful from the rear. And squeaky brakes. I like it. The inside sound I think would be better. We'll do a comparison with ASSETTO CORSA because I would like to know how much difference there is. Is that like a flat sound of the iRacing? I feel like I don't know how they record the sounds, obviously. I think the inside sound could be a little different, but yeah, obviously I don't know. I never driven this car in real life, so I can't compare properly. I would just try to tell which I prefer from my own perspective. We're doing half a lap behind AI, and no problem whatsoever. I like the ABS. I have a complete default. I haven't touched the DC ABS, nothing. The dashboard looks a little empty. Like not much going on there. Oh, that was a... Oh, look at the flames from the McLaren ahead of me. Feels good on the track. Feels really nice on the track. Is the dashboard actually working? I set up the AI on 100%, so I hope they will be... That will be good. Okay. Is the dashboard... Oh, the dashboard is actually working! That's awesome! On the left you can see the trip and the journey and such. That's actually wicked. I like it. Seems very easy so far. Like, you need to be into GT4 compared to GT3 is having way more lack of downforce. The top speed is very good, but the worse brakes and everything, worse downforce is a big difference. So you need to drive way more precise, thinking about like where to brake, how to hit the apex, and so on. But so far it feels good. I feel like I need to work a little bit on the force feedback. The force feedback to me, I'm not very good in this. It's very flat. Oh, wow, that was like a buzzer there. Bah! Okay, we're going for the overtake. Look at the rear. The rear looks amazing.
Car on your left. Keep to the right.
I just squeezed him there. I'm not taking any prisoners when it takes with AI, okay? I was missing a braking mark into the hairpin. Alright. This feels nice. I'm gonna do like a push lap, you know, like a little bit faster, but I can actually... What lap time we can do. Oh, the brakes are very on the rear. I love it. The car really want to go around on the brakes on default. I'm using the sprint setup. I don't know if it's like a good option. There's like several different setups as a baseline. Oh. Like on the brakes, the car is supposed to overtake me on the rear. Just want to go forward. I love it. I really like it.
Left side.
Just send it!
Clear on the left.
Send it on AI. Alright. It feels very interesting to drive. As I remember when I drove in the Porsche Cayman on Solder for 24 hours, the car was like a bit different. McLaren feels very... Oh, I love this. It feels way better than McLaren. I like it way more than the Cayman so far. Where's the brake marks? Oh my god, when you downshift too early, it's like... Man, it feels good, feels good. I really like it. I feel like I can really push with the car. I think we'll do one more lap and then we will jump to ACC. Also check out the sounds and everything. 47.9, 36.8, sorry, 36.8. I think I could have gone way faster. Oh, a bit of understeer. Man, I like how the car behaves on ABS. It's quite nice. Like the rear want to go forward or sideways. Oh. It's so funny, the GT4 cars. Some of them sound so flat, so empty, you know? Like you have like a freaking, I don't know how many horsepower car. Supercar, but because it's like a GT4 variation, I think it's a bit nerfed, so it sounds like a bit empty, you know. It's in both of the games, don't get me wrong. Okay, we are really pushing this lap. I hope to nail the chicane, so this could be like a reference lap for ACC if I don't screw up. Oh, I love these bumps. Hope BMW will not slow us down. Yeah, the car on the braking, I like it so much. It's just want to go like a little handbrake turn. It's like the rear is turning or something. Oh, the guy is spitting. That's what the AI was doing. He was telling me he's spitting. Oh no! He's screwing up my lap.
Left side. Clear.
Okay, so the lap time was 36.7. Let's say if I wouldn't have the BMW, I would do 36.5. I think those 210s were there. I really like the car so far. Okay, that's the McLaren from us from iRacing. Like, I mean, like if you look at the car, I will do like a little different view. Look at the cockpit. I think the cockpit is okay. I feel like, I don't know, like the dashboard and such just could be better. I don't know if it's like an iRacing thing or I need like a better filter or something. I feel like the dashboard could be a little better. But let's check out the ACC version of the McLaren. We are with the ACC version now. Sorry for the purple gloves, but I'm in a lady's car. Alright, sound looks good as well. Compare.
Low tire pressure, stay away from curbs.
There's a lot of other cars on the grid. We'll let this guy go. Alright, let's go. I like those purple gloves or pink gloves. Is it purple or pink? Again, BMW ahead of us.
Car on the left.
Okay, this guy's really
Clear on the
slow.
left.
Whoa. Okay, I'm using basically similar setup. This is an aggressive default setup from ASSETTO CORSA. 35 liters fuel, default ABS, default DC. I don't know if there's a different specification of the McLarens. Like, iRacing is probably like a... I don't know. I'm gonna be completely amateur point of view, guys. I feel like the McLaren from the iRacing is like an American GT4 version. And ACC has like a European one from the European GT4 Championship. So you can notice the dashboard and the cockpit is very different. Like the biggest difference I can see in the dashboard, both of them, which I actually personally prefer the one in ACC because it looks more like I don't know, it looks better to me. It's just, I don't know, like, it looks more complicated and I like it. It looks more race car one. The information, the trip and the journey and everything works the same as I can see. First thing I already noticed, it might be the setup, but the ASSETTO Corsa version of the McLaren is having like a different type of sound. Like, I would say the sound sounds more like a McLaren, but what I'm actually like, it sounds to me, the sound like when I'm going right now feels better, but what I'm missing is this. Like, compared to iRacing, there's no exhaust, nothing like that, at least when I drive right now, so it feels a bit different. I think the audio is like so different, right, when you compare both games. Also, the car feels more alive in terms of like the loose rear in ACC, which I actually like. Like here, you know, like the car is more alive. But I feel like this, like, they should combine their sounds, right? Like, I feel like ACC and iRacing, they should combine their sound, because okay, two things in, like, to put negativity in both games. In iRacing, I feel like the sound is like not McLaren. I just missing the McLaren sound there a little bit. But I freaking love the exhaust sound. You know, the sounds feel super awesome in iRacing when you like downshift such. But there's also like a off-throttle emptiness. Like, you have this in ICC, like, but the iRacing there's nothing. But you have the exhaust, like, I like it more. So I feel like in ACC they're like missing a bit, but I don't know if it's real though. But I think it could be better. In terms of the driving, I would say both of the cars feels very similar. Same type of understeer, doesn't want to steer into the first corner. ACC, you can change the brake bias, if I'm correct. Yes, you can. So in ACC, the car is like more understeery, but it has more oversteer on the exits from the corners. But it's more stable on the brakes. But iRacing, on the other hand, is like more loose on the braking, which I actually kind of like. It feels very realistic, I would say. I've never driven this car, but don't get me wrong, but it feels very racy, and I like it. But in iRacing, when I hit the throttle, there was basically nothing. But here, when I hit the throttle, the car goes sideways. I like it. Obviously, it might be set up and track conditions, but they should be very similar. I try to duplicate very similar conditions. I love the dashboard though, like so many informations. So thank you, Chris, by the way, for the tip for the video. I hope you like it. I like those pink purple gloves. Yeah, I feel like yeah, the braking in ACC is simpler compared to iRacing, or easier, which from my own experience is true. Basically, I think that's how it behaves. I have driven a Lamborghini Super Trofeo race car, and when I hit brake, the car was like very easy to control and stable. But when you're pushing in a race car, you can feel sometimes the rear just want to go around, you know, when you're braking. So I think iRacing, I like that a little bit more, you know. I think, honestly, can just iRacing and ACC combine their games? Because that would be awesome. Like, I can just notice these games together would be freaking amazing. The thing I also right now just find out in the previous two corners, I prefer in ACC is the high-speed corners understeer, because I think it might be more real. It feels better to me. I feel it's a bit more under control. Like when you go in really high speed in this car, you know, it doesn't have like a Formula 1 front splitter or GT3 front splitter, so they should be more understeer. That's why GT4 is so much slower on a fast racetracks compared to GT3 in real life. Yeah, I like it. I mean, I honestly can't tell what I prefer more, because it's completely opposite. Like, iRacing is loose on the entry, but stable on the exit. And ACC is stable on the entry and loose on the exits, you know? So they're like two different games. The lap time 46.2. I think I could do that in iRacing as well.
Well done, man. The fastest step so far.
Yeah, 46.3, so that's probably good. I like it. I like it. I like both of the games in this. I found they did a very good job with the car overall. Man, I can't tell which I really prefer. It's like a plus and minus. You know, here in this section, I can feel this should happen in real life. Getting like the understeer in that section. A bit of a life around here, you know, like it. But the iRacing had like a good vibe into the car, you know, like the car wasn't easy. The car was like very nicely loose in the entry and the middle of the corners. I really appreciate that. Damn, what do you guys prefer? Okay, let's do a comparison of the outside and inside sounds without me talking, so you guys can check it out and how the car looks on the track. Overall, when I look at the cars from the outside, I would say the cars looks identical, very nice details, a lot of polygons. The biggest difference I noticed in the inside, I would say obviously iRacing is a bit older game than ASSETTO Corsa Competizione on a different engine. So I can really notice in the cockpit there's a lot of differences that ASSETTO Corsa Competizione cockpit looks way more detailed. You know, there's like, when you look at the details of the buttons and everything, it looks pretty nice compared to the iRacing. I think iRacing could have done a little bit better job there. I don't know if it's possible with the engine or such, but I think that's like visually the biggest difference. The sounds, I would say, are pretty good in both of the games. It's like plus and minus. I prefer like when you go RPM up, you know, like I prefer the ACC sound because it sounds more as a McLaren to me. But when you go off the throttle and you have like all the exhaust, like you know, it sounds better in iRacing, you know. But there's also like empty on the off throttle as well in the other way. But I would say like 50-50, you know, there, really nice in the sounds. Like what iRacing doesn't have in that like higher RPM, or what I don't like in the higher RPM, they have it all lower RPM, you know. So there it goes. In terms of the driving, when you take both of the cars on the same track, same conditions, the lap times, as you can see, ACC looks a little bit faster, but I haven't done much in iRacing, so I think I could manage to do the very similar pace. So that's pretty nice. That overall you have a very similar pace. In terms of driving, it's like, it's hard to tell. It's like things I like and don't like, which maybe can be fixed with the setups. I really like iRacing. You have to like play with the brake, that you have to be a little bit more sensitive, and you have a little bit that oversteer. But I feel like the car has like too little aero. I feel like watching the GT4 championship in real life, I feel like the McLaren seems very stable with all the settings and everything you can have on the car, so it looks very stable. So I think in ACC, like let's say in a initial turn into the corners, especially the high speed corners, I think I would prefer that in real life as well, that the car is a bit more understeery, because I believe that's how the car works in real life when you look at the videos. But on the other hand, I really like the oversteer in iRacing because I prefer oversteer setup, so I really like that. What I like in iRacing compared to ACC is like the power on the exit. I feel like the little loose, you know, and I probably can work with it a little bit more, but I feel in ACC I just notice right away when I go from the last corner, just hit the throttle and cars do a little power slide. I like it as a driver, you know, it feels good. Yeah. So when we put both of the games together, I would say I would give them like the same points, you know. It's like, so what works perfectly for me in iRacing is the nice sound in the exhaust, visual outside, car looks amazing, sounds amazing from the outside. Actually, from the outside overall, I prefer the iRacing sound. Inside, I prefer ASSETTO CORSA sound a bit more. In terms of physics, I would say it's both different engines, so it's hard to compare. I feel like the iRacing car is like oversteery into the, like, let's say first half of the corners and fast corners, while on the other hand the ASSETTO Corsa version is like understeery at the beginning of the corners or into the middle, and then oversteer on the exits, you know. So it's going like, it's like completely different in this, so it's probably about your driving style, what you prefer. And yeah, what do you guys think? What do you guys think about this? Let me know in the comments, because I would say pretty good job from both. I'm actually, the only thing from both of them, I would give like, I don't know, like if I can give points, I would say 90% to iRacing and 90% to ASSETTO Corsa, because like what is one missing is other having and opposite, you know. So it's very good there in terms of points from me. The only thing I dislike on iRacing is just the graphics of the cockpit. I don't know why. It might be my eye, guys. It's obviously preferences. I feel like the iRacing has like less polygons. Like it looks a bit more blurry and such. So yeah, I don't know. It's just to my eye. Otherwise, great job, guys. Great job. So thank you so much, guys, for watching. Leave a like and subscribe.